Describe the initial stages of internment.
In the first camp?
Yes. How were you rounded up and where?
We were rounded up at our house and told to get in the truck. They took us by truck from the houses that we lived in. If we came out of the woods, we said, go in the house and lived before. And I said, if I were the enemy, I would be in the house and we would be out there in the middle of the compound. So I didn't think it would last long. In about 3 days, they made their move. And we moved out. And we could take what we could carry in suitcases that guide us to that. So we had a few clothes, and we had to take our food. We had to feed ourselves. But in the first camp, we were in for the big city centrals, sugar centrals. So there was lots of money and lots of food. The first camp, but they never gave us 5 cents worth of food. We fed ourselves. So the first camp we were real fed, but we were pretty crowded. But I worked there as a nurse in a hospital. Bad little hospital. Little building, they let us have us for patients. Now that's it. Now Bacolod. Bacolod.
Were you prepared when you got to the camp?
Prepared for what?
Prepared for what to experience. You know?
Oh, I don't think we knew what was going to happen. Well, so far we weren't afraid because nobody was mean to us at that time. We did have some Japanese that came by that were very tall and dressed like they would ride horses. You know what I mean? Outfits and stuff like that, with boots up to here. They're very courteous, and they went around the camp and checked them. And our Japanese carpenter was in charge of the camp. It was kind of funny, wasn't it? Change of scenery.
Situation. Mm-hmm. Had you stocked up on food or anything to bring to camp?
Yeah, we took boxes of food into that camp and fed ourselves. We had to. But they allowed us to buy vegetables over the fence. And they allowed a doctor to come in. And of course, he would slip the news to me, or if you couldn't spend bill paper if you had it. And you had to hide it because they'd search you to get it. We had fake pesos, money that had no value in the bank. So the doctor would slip in and we'd change the money for the patient. If it got caught, it had been, but they never caught up with it.
So there was no one in your camp that was kind, or did you experience?
You mean it was kind?
That
unkind?
That was unkind?
No, not in the first camp. Not in the first camp. We had outdoor toilet, which was interesting. You know, they have tree climbing frogs while you're out there in the toilet, and one might jump down your bosom while you're in there. Kind of, you know,
yeah, you take it off.
Try to get out.
Where were you interned? You had another camp? You were sent to another camp?
No, just Bacolod, and then from there we went on up to Manila.
What was your next camp?
After Bacolod, Santo Tomas.
Santo Tomas.
Yeah, they were going to surprise us and not let us know, but through the doctor and the news, we all knew we were going to be moved in a 2-hour notice. So they let us take what we could in 2 hours notice, so most of us packed all the food we could pack and took that and put it on the boat. Because for 7 days, they didn't give us a glass of water. It was up to us to feed ourselves. What was left? The men slept on oil drums.
That was an experience.
Nice bed, wasn't it?
Oh.
Soft and generous.
Really? Can you elaborate on the space allocation, getting food?
When you got to Santo Tomas, what about food? How did you eat? Was there a garden?
Some people had a little plot, grew it all, but most of the food was furnished by the kitchen. Well, they had a horse that died of malnutrition that they cooked up and fed it, the kitchen. But we had to get in our own food.
When did you trade your diamond ring?
When we were in San Tomas, in Las Vegas, we had no food.
So you had to treat your wedding
My
ring?
engagement ring, which that time was quite expensive. The blue white diamond, big and 2 so. Or a little bit of rice and some brown sugar. Well, Japanese soldiers were trying to get, they knew the war was going to be over and their money wasn't worth 10 cents. So that was their way to get something. So they go over, they'll give you so many, that much rice for your ring or your watch. I taped my watch up, told them it didn't work, but it's illegal.
Really? Is it? I still have it. You still have the watch that you had back then?
Yeah.
How long did the rice that you got, how long did it last?
Not very long, maybe 2 days. But
And what did you do after that, since you gave away your ring?
we went out in the weed patch. There were some weeds that you could eat, and would clip them. Took a bit of coffee can over it.
Describe your life in the camp. How did you pass your time?
Trying to survive. You worked all day. You either worked in the kitchen or out in the yard or something. My husband worked in the garden. So he would steal a few vegetables and put them under his hat and bring them home. A couple of strips of okra, just little things that help. Nicely. And you never talked, because you never knew who was listening. You never discussed anything. Sometime my husband and I went in a break-in room, and were trying to talk, and a Japanese guard come in and said, "You talk, I listen." So you never